Hello and welcome along to the delayed episode 93 of the Dom McKellar sponsored review from Section C. Listen, we'll apologise now. We've run out of time. We had a wedding on the Friday. We had the after party on the Saturday. And then I was away on the stag on the Sunday and never got back till last night. So, I'll tell you though, Senior. What?
We'll work full time as well, eh? Get what I mean?
I know. Well, someone would do it. Someone would do it.
Well, that'll be me you're speaking about.
I'm speaking about you. No working full time now. Mr. F had major surgery.
Exactly. And still working full time.
Yeah. Well, so apologies, folks, but we are back. We do have an action-packed show. 4 games to review, 2 games to preview. We've got the new two-way watch, which we'll come on to later on this day. And Senior's ducking out of the good, the bad, and the ugly this week because he doesn't think anything's good. He doesn't think anything's bad. He doesn't think anything's ugly. So we're moving on.
Listen, tell the truth, right? Before we come on here, he says we've got 4 games to go and review. And I says, I can't even tell you what happened in the games. So for the good, the bad, and ugly, I couldn't even tell you. The good. So what's the good? The good could be the good is we're back.
Yeah.
The bad is we've lost 5 games out of 8. And the ugly is we're shipping goals like God knows what. How's that? Done.
Yeah, he's done. And I'm also hoping we could do this quite quickly because the Ferencvaros game is on at 5:45 against Spurs. And I'm hoping I can maybe get a chance to see it, seeing I was there on Sunday night watching them in the Hungarian league, which, by the way, was absolutely tremendous. But we also...
With your new pals. With your new pals.
New pals. They'd always been my pals. So I went into the Ruins bar. I'll hate to tell Abdi because Senior's making a stupid face for those of you that are watching on YouTube. So we went into the Ruins bar and we're walking up the stairs. I'll tell you, it's run down to hell. It's like a bloody drug den. Like it's an old abandoned building full of graffiti and everything. It's loads of bars and it's brilliant. And we're walking along the corridor and some guy goes, "Oh, look, UK guys." And I was like, I turned around and I was like, I fucking recognise that big dopey bastard. And I had like one of the guys from on the stag is from Sheffield and he's a traffic cone. And obviously is John's son-in-law. So we're going back that way anyway, where they went, and we're going to the bar, and the guy's looking right at us, and I'm like, I fucking know him. I know who it is. So I went, "Do you play ice hockey?" He went, "How'd you know that?" I was like, "Did you play for Fife?" He went, "Okay, now how the fuck did you know that?" I'm like, "I'm a Dundee Stars supporter." It was Stephen DeRoche of the Flyers and the Clam. He was there with Ian McNulty of Guildford / Coventry. And he was also there with Pineapple Head, Cody Saul. And I was like, what the fuck? All the way to Budapest to bump into these two. So they play for one of the Budapest teams this year. Not the team we went to see. We went to see Ferencvaros with Adam Brady. They used to play for Manchester. And they were playing Krona Brasov, which obviously Stars fans we were all saw in the pre-season games. They had Sam Jones of Sheffield. He got abused for being a Fife reject. DeBow got it for being a Panthers reject. There were a couple of Steelers fans there, so they were giving it tight as well. But yeah, my 3 new pals in a bar randomly in Budapest.
Slag the boy off for having a pineapple on his head, and now you're his best mate.
Well, I did say to him, we were sitting, they invited over to the table to have a conversation about we got to tell you, not for the podcast because we bring people on this show, but I'll tell you we got some good good stories about some teams. I'll tell you.
Happy days.
But I did say to Cody, I went, the main question is, what's your haircut like underneath that hat? He's wearing a baseball cap at the front. He went, what do you mean? I said, well, have you still got that fucking pineapple on your head? He went, pineapple? I said, well, you had that stupid bit going through your head. He's like, it's completely shaven. We're okay. I was like, yeah, that didn't suit you. McNulty and DeRoche both sit there and go, no, it didn't. It was horrible. So, yes, we bumped into 3 former Elite League players in a bar in Budapest. But yeah, so it was
good time had by all.
You know, it was good just to sit and have a conversation with them, and even stuff that they say about kind of the teams that they played for and the teams around the league and stuff like that. They were absolutely slating Sheffield, which was tremendous to hear as usual. And obviously Mr. McGiffin was on that, so there was more pro hockey players on that start trip in the end. But yeah, no, it was good. So I'm hoping we can get this finished and I can get on to watching the French game on the telly against Spurs, because we hope Spurs get beat by them, because we're all supporters now. So,
So before you start, two shout outs. It's 2 birthdays.
I know one of them.
Go on then. Who is it?
Happy birthday to our wee pal Daisy.
Daisy. Happy birthday, Daisy. But if you were paying attention, guess what his birthday it was the day before?
I can't remember what his birthday was the day before.
What?
Layla's.
Her big brother. Yeah?
Layla's.
It was her big brother. It's Louis' birthday.
Oh.
The real legend for Section C is going to be the Stars captain one day. Mark my words. People heard that on this show. Louis Thompson, Stars captain.
Okay. He has to drop the gloves. He has to eventually drop the gloves.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He's too good looking to drop the gloves. So his mum says anyway. But yeah, happy birthday to Louis, but happy birthday, wee Daisy.
Daisy's my favourite.
Oh, she's always been my favourite.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. Senior, let's crack on with the show. We've got no Senior versus the fans this week, but we do have it, I think, next
week. It's because
they've
bottled it.
They've bottled it.
Exactly.
So I think we've got them coming in next week. So we will go to the 51 club sponsored game review. So 2 weeks ago, when we had to cancel the show, we did have a double header home weekend. First off was the Manchester Storm on Saturday night. So Jonathan McBean got Stars off to a great start after 1 minute and 8 seconds, assisted by Alberga and Elmer. Alex Robert at 5:08, and then Grant Hebert at 18:15 gave Manchester a 2-1 lead end of the first period. Craig Martin at 22:24. Stephen Johnson at 29:54. Zach Sekos pulled one back, assisted by Alberga again at 33:29 in the power play. Jake Durflinger at 37:25 gave Manchester a 5-2 lead going into the final period. A much better fight back in the third period from the Stars. Goals from Alex Tonge, assisted by Sekos and Harms at 48:13. And Jake Elmer at 51:52, assisted by Dow and Alberga. 5-4 Manchester, the final score. And it really was the tale of too little, too late. We gave ourselves far too much to do. And I thought the third period, we were the much better team. We could have scored a lot more than the 2 goals that we did if it wasn't for Wenninger.
Just not good enough, eh? First 2 periods. Like, I would say, up until, like, this is going to sound really silly. They equalised after 5 minutes, right? That first 5 minutes was probably the best we'd played. We come out, we were fast, we were really on top of them. They equalised, and then from there, it was just poor decision making, poor passing. I really don't know. It got to the stage that we were just sitting as fans. I felt the fans were like, "Well, okay, what? If the players can't be bothered, the Norkhead way.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, there wasn't a lot of atmosphere at the game anyway. And there's always this argument, the fans should get behind the team. Yeah, I agree with that. The fans should get behind the team, right? The fans get behind the team by turning up every week. Just going in that arena is the fans getting behind the team, right? All this about, but you've got to sing and chant. No, you don't. And if that was the case, it wouldn't always come from a couple of sections throughout the arena. There's people always complain about there's not enough noise. Well, mark the noise in. You make the noise. Don't complain if somebody else is not making the noise. You make the noise. But I'm always a great believer in the on ice, or if it's football, the on-field product has got to then deliver to allow the fans to get into it. Doesn't matter what you can, Junior. We go football, we go to basketball. Doesn't matter where you go. If the team that you're going to watch is not performing, the fans will know sing and chant. The fans will just go into that shell that the players have went in, and that's what happened until the third period.
Listen, I actually commented on one of the posts. What's the excuse when they're away from home?
Yep.
What's the excuse when we're in Cardiff on a Wednesday night or a Saturday night game and we're winning 2-3-0? There's going to be no noise, really. So they're just going out skating about. If they're getting beat and there's no noise, what gets them pumped up for it? Because it's not going to be the away fans. It's not going to be the home fans that get them pumped up for it. So I didn't believe in that whole.
No,
you're the extra man. Absolutely, fans do give them a boost.
Yeah,
but
but
not for me.
I don't know what, like, that third period showed what we can do if it had been for the goalie, right? The goals that we give up are soft. Defensively, at the moment, we're poor. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. And it's going to be, you're going to ask me about 4 games, and it's all going to be the same all the way through. But that one was one that I expected to win.
Yeah. So we thought, third period, better performance. It's a lot. If you take that into the Belfast game, you certainly give yourself a good opportunity to get some out of the game. And then, unfortunately, it kind of just went a bit Pete Tong after the first period. So Kyle Osterberg at 5:07, Scott Conway on the power play at 15:49. Our boy JJ Pickenich at 17:28, give him 3-0 into the first. Conway the second, 32:01, end of the second, 4-0. And then Jordan Kawaguchi on the power play at 58:09, giving Giants, and it probably was a well-deserved 5-0 victory.
Oh, could have been a lot more. Probably should have been a lot more. It's, when that's what, and I know that was a cup game, and the game the night before was a league game, right? But that's how you've got to sort of, when you're looking to get wins against specific teams, you should be going hammer and tongs at the Manchester team, right? And then hope to see what you can get from a Belfast team who will be challenging for honours. We know that. But again, it'll come to, we're just, for whatever reason, we are not at the races just now. And I would probably say defensively. And I'm not saying that's on the 6 boys that play at the back. That's as a team. We are not doing it defensively. And there's some players, you see our social media about names of players who should be getting punted and whatnot. And Mark was speaking about, you might bring in reinforcements. We've all got our own opinion on what should happen. Mark will decide, the club will decide. But if there's guys there, if it looks at the moment, I think they've underestimated this league. I really do. But as guys that have came in for the ECHL, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's no a pub league they're coming for. That's a decent level, and they're coming across here.
It's still a better level in the league.
It probably could be, yeah. I
Yes.
must admit, I put it on a par as the elite league.
I don't know.
But they must know what they're coming over as, right? What league they're coming into. They will see the caliber of player that's there. If they don't want to be here or it's no for them, then by all means, hand your notice in. But whilst you are here, you fucking work. It's as simple as that. And I just don't see it throughout the team at this point in time. Hopefully, that'll come good. It has to come good sooner rather than later. 2 hard games again coming up this weekend. Doesn't get any easier. And you know, let's be honest, Junior. Right, we've played Fife and Clan quite a few times now. We've played Belfast quite a few times now. We've not played the big boys yet, and we're about to play them on Sunday. If they think it's a struggle against Manchester and Fife and Glasgow, and that's no disrespect to these teams one bit, they're going up another level when they come up against the Sheffield Steelers.
Yep.
So
obviously, honestly, those 2 games, senior hour predictions. Senior had Stars winning 5 against Manchester. I had them winning 4-2. And they had Giants winning on penalty shots 3-2. And I had Stars winning overtime 3-2 for a 3-point and a 4-point weekend. And we ended up with 0 point. Could not have predicted that.
I know.
So
and that's what's disappointing about it. There is a team in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is a team in there. It's just trying to get that team out of there and get things gelling. They had many pre-season games with 4.
Yeah.
I think it was it. Yeah, with 4 pre-season games, and now we've had 8 Challenge Cup / league games. 12 games we've played together.
Yeah.
Surely they should care what's going on now.
Yeah.
But
so we never got a chance to preview the Fife and the Clan game, but usually our previews are quite quick on them because we play them at bloody many times. So we were in Fife on the Saturday night the following week. Zach Sekos, which I think this one was his goal of the week for the Elite League, assisted by Tonge and Pouncey at 7:14. Stars winning 1-0, end of the first period. And then it was a third period collapse of sorts. Daniel Krenzelok at 24:12 and again at 29:50. Drake Pylan then made it 3 at 33:49, giving Flyers a 3-1 lead going into the final period. And then Felix Martineau at 47:34, giving Fife a 4-1 win. So, again, I don't know. Fife's a strange one as well.
Yeah.
I want to touch on Fife just quickly.
Go on now. Because I was going to...
I don't know if you're going to go the same route as me. I'm going completely different routes, even about the Stars. Absolutely bewilders me how they have released Britton Priest. Signed another import goalie. They now have 0 Brits on their roster. It's an absolute shit show.
They have signed a Brit. They brought the guy in for the Kessels as the backup, isn't he?
Is it the backup goalie? Aye, but they've got. Aye, but they're gonna.
Yeah.
So they're already 2 imports over though. So they're sitting 2 imports all the time just now. They've just brought in this import goalie as well. So they're going to sit another forward or a D-man and put in the goalie as the backup. I don't get it.
It's really weird. Yeah. It would be interesting to know if Fife have released Britton or if Britton's asked to be released. I would be surprised.
I believe it's Fife.
Yeah, because Britton knew what he was going into. That's what I was going to say. He knows exactly what happens at Fife with Shane Wynn. And he would have been well aware of his lack of ice time that he was going to get.
Mm-hmm.
with Shane Owen there. Now so Britain's away. Now they sign an import goalie who's going to really probably sit most of the season or not even get dressed unless there's someone going on with Shane Owen.
Yeah.
And that's why they've had to
Yeah.
do it. But yeah, it's a
one.
weird one for me. It's, you know what, it's nothing new for Fife over the past few years now with the lack of Brits. And that's probably because the Brits see what's happened now. Like years ago, everybody used to poach their Brits. They were like, we used to joke when we first started this, we used to joke about Fife were our feeder team because we'd signed that many boys from Fife, British players from Fife.
Yep.
But getting back to the game, right? And I know there's a few Fife fans listening, and
Hi, Laura.
I might be digging my own grave here, right, by saying this, right? But I'll tell you, that's no a good Fife team. I don't rate that Fife team at all. I really don't. The guy that scored the 2 goals, that Krenzalock or whatever his name is, when I see him in Dundee, I thought he was about their worst fucking player. Really. There'll be, I'll tell you, there'll be Stars fans that'll agree with me, and there's Stars fans who posted on social media about it. There's no way they should be beating us 4-1. No way. On paper. Right? And that's the big thing, on paper. But if they turn up and play like a team and we just turn up, then we'll get bumped every time.
Yeah.
And probably deservedly so. So it was a shock for me to see it go from 1-0 on us to 1-2, 2-1, 3-1, and then 4-1. And at the end of it, you're thinking, we're having an absolute fucking laugh here. It's not good enough.
But to be honest with you, I was doing better things. I was sitting watching the Rockets' first game in however many years it was. But we'll come on to that. So yeah, it was a bit worse.
I was sitting watching The Voice. Even that
it was a bit of a shock, the result. And then obviously Sunday, we knew it was going to be a bit of a strange one because I think we did expect the crowd to be dropped right down due to the results on Saturday. The season ticket holders paying to attend. Obviously, I was away as well. Shannon wasn't going herself. So, yes, the Glasgow Clan came into town. Brett Gravel, after 5:54, assisted by Elmer Ingalls, put Stars 1-0 up. And then it just goes horribly wrong again from there. Liam Finlay at 9:51. It's 1-0 end of the first. Second period, Keaton Jameson at 22:59. Liam Finlay with his second at 35:19. 3-1 end of the second period. Gary Hayden at 55:45. Dominic Alberga pulled one back for the Stars, just by Gravel and Dow at 56:18. Devin Seidorf then at 56:29. Jonathan McBean then pulls one back again, assisted by McDonald and Harms at 56:58. And then Zach Sekos with the final goal, assisted by Alberga and Elmer at 59:10, giving Clan a 5-4 victory. The biggest thing for me is 3 goals in 40 seconds. 2-1 to the Stars on that, but 3 goals in 40 seconds.
I was the same. I wasn't there. And I'm going to be brutally blunt about it. I don't think we should be paying for it. Certainly not full price as season ticket holders. I think, again, it comes down to season ticket holders. You get your set, right? And you get, 1-2 games if you work it out over the whole season. That's the only benefits you get as a season ticket holder. You get absolutely nothing else. And I think the club in Glasgow done it. They done it last night. This because we're now recording on Thursday. They done it last night. £10 to get to see Glasgow and Nottingham. 3,500 people turn up for the game. Just goes to on a Wednesday night. 3,600 and so on. Right? And we cannot drop our prices for season ticket holders to go and watch a game that we have to pay for. I'm not asking them to drop it massively. I'm just saying key season ticket holders something.
The thing is, like, and this is the thing, like, we obviously don't know what. Well, I know from a couple of people that I was away with on the stag about kind of the ice costs for the recce teams and stuff, and how much they need to pay monthly for one training session. So I get that, you know, the ice rink costs have went up again this year. You know, they'll need to pay for other things within the rink and stuff, but, you know, it is a risk that I think needs to be taken at sometimes, that to lower that ticket price for that one or two games. You know, well, let's look at the Fife game. You know, that we still need to have that final Fife Challenge Cup game where, and we'll come on to the standings in a second, but, you know, we're dropping out of that second place to play the third place team to try and qualify for the semis. So is it going to be a dead rubber?
It could well be, and the chances are, I think it will be by that point, that it could be a dead rubber. So, you know what is it they say? Accumulate, speculate to accumulate. Drop the prices. You maybe get more people in. Because I'll be honest with you, if it was someone like £15, and I went to the game. But I'm not paying this imaginary £23 a ticket when it's really £25 a ticket to go and watch it. Also, you've got then the forum that the team are in, and what people are saying is the apathy and lethargicness of some of the players. Why should people go and spend hard-earned cash to go and watch that? And again, probably for 2 periods or most of the game, that happened again. And I don't know. Someone has to change, and that doesn't necessarily mean that players get their jotters, but someone has to change within the club. And I didn't mean so-and-so is getting punted. It could be change the lines up. Now, I think they did try and change the lines up, right? But is it the tactics? Are the tactics suiting the players that have came in? Maybe not. We joked the other week when we spoke about, I can't remember what game it was, when it was dumping chess, and everybody was joking because Jeff Mason left his notebook in the dressing room.
It was Belfast. It was the Belfast game. I shouted out, Jeff, have you left that in the changing room?
It's because that's what it's went back to. You hear snippets, you know, when you're going around the rink, you hear people speak in, and you get the people who think they're in the know, and they're saying that the players are doing that after being back. Well, if that's the case, sit them on their fucking arse. If that's what they're doing, if they're not listening, if the coach doesn't want them to play that way, but they're continuing to play that way, sit them down. They'll not do it again. But there's just something not there. And I suppose it's really early in the season, and probably just as well for us, a lot of the games have been the Challenge Cup games. Although Mark did say that was one of the things he was going for, was to go far in the Challenge Cup. I don't think we'll get out the group now. I don't think we'll be going in. I think the Fife game will be a dead rubber.
Yeah.
So we're now about to start hitting league games. I think the 2 games that we're about to preview, right? Glasgow. It's Glasgow on Saturday, is that right?
Yeah.
That's Challenge Cup.
Yeah.
And then the league, obviously, against Sheffield. So whatever happens in the Challenge Cup happens. But we need to start picking up points now in the league.
Yeah.
If you're going to lose your games, lose all your Challenge Cup games.
Yeah.
But we really need to start picking up league points here. But again, those whole 4 games, there wasn't really a lot to shout about.
No.
Some individuals were better than others. Johnny McBean again. Jake Elmer again.
Yeah.
But if you look at last season, right, and what Johnny and Jake were doing last season, it was probably masked by the way Valentini and Nass were racking points up.
Yep.
But these guys are suddenly now, Jake and Johnny are banging goals in for fun. You think, wow, they've now upped their game from last season. This is going to be great. But then nobody else has got to that Nas, Valentini, Harms. Because even Brendan's been a bit disappointing for me this season. And he's not been his usual chirpy sell and just about a dick. Which everybody liked about Harms, you know?
Yeah. I just want to go back that when we went to the hockey in Budapest to the Ferencváros Corona Brasov game, we got hospitality at the game. All our drinks were free all night, food free all night. We obviously paid for the stag as well for his ticket, and it worked out at £23.50.
Ta-da!
It was mental, absolutely mental. So, and even then, at that, the ice rink was still half empty.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, if we had that free drinks, free food for £23.50 for an Elite League game, I think the place would be sold out every week.
That would be.
And a league like clubs across the country, it's not just us, like Fife and all that, they'd sell it. So, yeah, absolutely. I think like you said, I think it needs to be a risk thing that it needs to happen. It's at that possibly that Fife game of, you know what, let's reduce it, £15 and £10 even. Try and get more bodies in the door, especially if it is going to be a dead rubber, because after this weekend coming, it could be over. So there is the league standings for the Challenge Cup. Belfast obviously top with 4 games played with 8 points. Fife with 5 games played with 5 points. Ourselves in 3rd place now after playing 7 games and having 5 points. And the Clan games played 4 with 4 points. So we've played the most. Fife and Glasgow have obviously still got to play each other a couple of times, I think. So they'll be picking up points there. We've also just got the 2 games left against Clan on Saturday and Fife at another point.
Yeah.
Not pretty.
I think if we... No, it's definitely not pretty, yeah. I think if we lose to Glasgow on Saturday, that's it. Challenge Cup's done for an hour, yeah. Yeah, which is disappointing considering Mark had sort of built the sort of the Challenge Cup up as being something that we should be aiming to go further in than we have done in the past. So it is disappointing.
Yeah. So this brings us on to the Liam Mean Tattoo sponsored game preview. So we have the Glasgow Clan away on Saturday in the Challenge Cup. Senior, what are you thinking?
Honestly, yeah, I'll take a point, Junior. But yeah, the Challenge Cup, we need 2 points. We definitely need the points now. I think out the last 2 games, we need to pick up 4 points. But I just can't see it. I really can't see it. I think Glasgow are a decent side, and they started off a bit slow, but they're beginning to show that they could start putting the puck in the net again and grind out wins. So it's going to be very, very difficult for us. The guy, Liam Finlay, seems to score quite a few against us and has done this season. And this season, he started adding on for last season as Gary Hayden. So it'll be difficult. It'll be another big crowd for them. Probably another 3,500 crowd. I do fear the worst though, but I'll try and be as positive as I really can be, and I'll say we'll get beaten overtime.
Score.
I'll go 5-4.
5-4 Glasgow in overtime. I'm going to say 4-1 Glasgow.
Okay.
And then look at him. Look, he's already smiling near enough. Sheffield on Sunday. The traffic cones are up for the first time this season. Robert Dowd, senior's wee pal, back up. They've only really played Challenge Cup games so far. They've had 3 games of Challenge Cup, 1 in the league. Also played 4 games in the Champions League. But kind of key players to point out, they've got the guy Janan Tuinen, I think that's how he says it. The Finnish guy, he's had 2 + 3 in his 4 Champions League games, so over a point a game. Daniel Ciampini's still there. Marc-Olivier Valorand, which I cannot wait to give him some abuse about his agent being a dick. And Mitchell Balmas still there. Got Dowdy, Kevin Tansey, Patrick Watling. The list goes on for that Sheffield team. And a lot of them still there from last year.
Yeah. And is there a new guy this year? Is it Levins or Levin? Daniel Levins? I think his name is. I think he's a new player that they've signed. Again, scores for fun. And then you've got Greenfield as the goalie, But when you look at them, they are very strong. And like what they do probably every year, they don't go wholesale changes. They just tweak every so often. Just specific positions. And it works for them every single time.
Yeah.
They're doing remarkably well in the Champions League, we'll have to say that. I just hope they don't bring their Champions League form up against us. I hope they maybe come up and maybe just think that this is going to be a stroll in the park. But for us, you know what? We've just got, it'll be probably like the Glasgow, we've just got to jump at them and get right on top of them right for the start. And just try and stop them from playing. Don't allow them to play by sitting back. Go on top of them and just challenge for fucking everything.
Like, and that's the thing with Glasgow. We know we can beat them because we've beat them already. And then, sorry, I've just had a message from someone about the next segment for sponsoring it, and I was hoping this guy was going to get in touch with. So yeah, it's Glasgow know we can beat them, but they know they can beat us. So we should be able just to go out there, play a game, play hard. The Sheffield one, for me, is absolutely just go out there and have no fear.
Exactly.
No fear at all. It's the best team in the league.
Oh, by far, I would say.
So
by
go out, no fear, just fucking go for it.
That's it. Go down fighting.
Yeah.
Go down fighting. And you know what? If we go down fighting and there's effort and determination and you get beat, whether it's 1-0 or fucking 6-0, as long as people see that you've tried, the comments that are getting made to now is players aren't even trying. And that's the worst thing. And that's what pisses fans off more than anything else, that players don't really care. Well, prove you care. Pouliot proved he cared. He fought last week. He offered everybody on the Belfast bench. Every one of them. No, none of you? One of you? Anybody? At least he's wanting to do something about it. But we need more like that. And I'm not saying every player has to go and fight. But if you're forechecking, keep forechecking. Be hard. Hit bodies. Take the body. Just give it everything.
Somebody
and
hit
if
somebody.
It's no good enough, hit somebody. Somebody hit somebody. And if, you know what? If it's no good enough, it's no good enough. You've just been beat by a better team. Simple as that.
Right, score.
6-9.
Oh, I was saying 6-1.
Sheffield.
Oh, I've got 6-1 Stars.
You go for it. Yeah.
No, 6-1 Steelers. I was going. I just think
they're unfortunately strong. Yeah, so do I. And you know what? I think was it last season? Even when we had they were Nasim or Valentinis, did they not keep coming up and just give them a 5-9, 5-1 all the time?
Like, and that's the thing. It's not a dig against the Stars. Like, it's not we're that bad a team. It's just that they're that good, and we're in a bit of a rut just now. We're trying to get out of it and get some form going.
We're
hitting them at the wrong time.
Too much of a gap between the two of them at this point in time.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Okay, so Senior's got one a 1 point weekend. I've got one none. So we will look to go into our new segment of the show. which is the two-way watch. I like the name of that, but Senior, I think Senior likes it. I think he wants a new name for it.
No.
Two-way
watch is fine.
So
Two-way watch
two-way
is fine.
watch. So obviously we have our three players on a two-way. We have Dom Jaguar, Josh Saunders, and Gary Kelly. I was at the Dundee Rockets home opener for the first time in, I can't remember what they said. Was it 34 years or something they said? 36 years? Maybe less, maybe more.
Couldn't tell. It's that long ago, Junior.
Yeah, old age now, forget what it is. So, what a game, by the way. Bit of a snooze fest the first period. It was no goals up until the third. But it was so cagey. Both teams knew, Aberdeen, league champions and that, didn't really want to go forward. Or they wanted to go forward, but they just wanted to try and hit you on the break. Let the Rockets, I nearly said the Comets there, let the Rockets do their stuff. And eventually, third period, really, both teams went for it with each other. Some big hits in the game, some very questionable refereeing calls by, are you ready for it, Senior?
Mm-hmm.
Roy Hamilton.
Wow.
Yes.
There's a blast by the past.
Yes. He came out on the ice.
Roy
I thought,
Hamilton.
who the fuck's repping? Roy Hamilton, fuck me. I'll tell you,
wow.
he's still as shite as he was back then as he is now. So yes, the Aberdeen Lynx did win 2-1 on after penalty shots. Dom was obviously the starting goalie for Aberdeen. He had, I think it was just over 30-odd saves in the game, and obviously got the win in the penalty shootout. I'll tell you, honestly, he was outstanding. He was very, very good. I do have to have a special shout out for Dale Shearer, the Rockets goalie, because he might have had one of the best saves I have ever seen in person at a game. With 0.3 seconds to go, the fucking goal was gaping open, and he just flung himself from one side to the other and saved it. It was unbelievable. It was easier for the boy to score it. But yeah. So Dom Jaguar win on they've Aberdeen still undefeated this season. Rockets obviously got a point for the first game, but they've got the return game this weekend. And I am going to give a little special shout out to the Aberdeen Lynx Supporters Club, because they are going to give me a little game report after it on how Dom does if he plays. Gary Kelly still out injured. He wasn't back for the opening game, but I believe he isn't too far away. So hopefully see Gary back on the ice soon enough. Josh Saunders. So the Kestrels played North Ayrshire last weekend. The Kestrels won 6-0. Josh scored the 5th goal and was also given man of the match. So a good weekend for two of the two players that did play that are on two-way contracts with the Stars. And hopefully a sign of things to come if they can keep playing that way, that get some ice time for ourselves.
Yeah, good. Yeah. It'd be like I didn't really see the pre-season, or only seen the last game of pre-season. I would have liked to have seen Gary Kelly, because I've heard a lot of good things about him. But also the laddie Saunders. I'm looking forward to seeing him now. I don't think Dom will get any ice time. I don't think Dom will get any ice time with the Stars this year.
No.
But he'll train, and it'll make him better, which is good for him. And they're probably maybe looking at maybe next season or even the season after. But it would be good if we could maybe get to see Gary and Josh maybe getting a bit of ice time. And depending on if Gary's back, why not against the Fife Flyers in a Dead Rubber Challenge Cup game?
Yeah, definitely.
And especially Josh, because Josh will be fully fit. Let's see what the laddie's got.
And he'll want to play against Fife, I think. But no, and that's the thing with Josh, that he is, from the reports that we've got from people before he signed, was that he is a good, solid, stay-at-home D-man. And the fact he still chipped in with a goal in a 6-0 win, credit to him.
wee daft question for you at the
Ooh.
Rockets game. Yeah, right. So, obviously, the Rockets are a combination of the Comets and the Tigers.
Nah, I know what you're about to ask.
Where did the fans sit?
So, I'm glad you asked, because I was fucking raging. The Aberdeen fans came in the home section. I know,
They can
but
get the fuck out of there.
a lot. To be fair, I did say it. A lot. There was quite a number of Comets fans in with us. It's normal, and the Tigers fans were on their side still. But I think there was a few Comets fans went that side because all the Aberdeen guys came in, because they all had their flags up and they had a drum at the back. By the way, their drum. Oh, this one lassie, I don't know who she was, and if you do know who she is and you listen to this, tell her to stop fucking screaming like she does, man. Honest to God, what Aberdeen's heads were burst from the end of the game. Like, it was like
including the Aberdeen fans.
Yeah, there was an Aberdeen fan that once were complaining about her. The best way I could describe it is, remember when Gary Wallace used to go to the... No, Gary Wallace. What was Gary's surname? Remember Gary that used to go with Fife Julian and that to the games? And when he shouted flyers, he sounded like he was constipated.
I know who you mean.
Think of a female version, higher pitched, 10 times louder, screaming Lynx.
Gary,
yes, Gary. I couldn't think Gary's surname. It's Ali Wallace, is it? It's not Gary.
It's Ali Wallace, yeah.
So that's for two-way watch. Good. So good to see. The guys are doing all right in the SNL as well. Summon World with Stella sponsored on this day. So I couldn't find much, and then eventually found that we had 3 games on this day. We seemed to like to play Cardiff on the 3rd of October.
All right.
So in 2015, we were away to the Cardiff Devils. I have no goal scorers because the Elite League didn't put them on for some reason. We lost by 3-2. 2018, we then hosted the Cardiff Devils, and again lost by 3-2, but this time in overtime. The Cardiff Devils went 2-0 up in that game, and Stars came back from 2-0 down thanks to 2 power play goals by Jordan Cowney. And then Jordan then took a penalty right at the start overtime, 18 seconds in, and they scored on it about 10 seconds later. So 0-0 very quickly in that game, Joko.
Good in Jordan.
And then in 2021, we hosted the Belfast Giants in the Challenge Cup, and we won by 4-2. 2 goals by Charlie Combs, a goal by Timmy Lattinen, and an empty net goal by Dylan Lawrence. And that is on this day.
Well done.
So
that's us.
That's it, senior. For another week. Now that we're back.
Yeah.
Now that
we're back, and we're right into it now. We're right into it. The Challenge Cup's out the way now. Right, we're right in the league games. We've got Dowd and his fucking Orange Bandits coming up the road, so we could slag them off. We could get right in amongst it now.
That's not your way to say.
You thought I was the bad word, did you? No. I'm changing for this season. I'm changing for this season for Daisy's sake, and also your niece Layla, her pal's called Daisy, and she listens as well. She'll be complaining to Layla, your granddad's always swearing, so I'm going to stop swearing this year.
Yeah, well,
until the next episode when we get pumped for Glasgow or Sheffield.
Yeah, well, that is it for the show. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in, watching on YouTube. We do appreciate it, especially after we let you all doing last week. But to be honest with you, I'm not that bothered about it. I had a great time at the wedding, and then I went on a stag do, so I really didn't feel that guilty about
it. how I lost followers and viewers in 2 seconds.
To be fair, To be fair, Andy Strange has been giving us shit about it. I was fuck it. No, we do. We did feel bad about it. We were trying our best to get the show out, but we just couldn't get time to do it between appointments and senior doing stuff and me having work and all that. So we just couldn't get time to do it. So we did feel bad. But when we started getting shit about it, I didn't feel bad.
No, not at all. I felt bad
But,
just for that, getting for that wee second. And I went, that's it.
But I've just had a notification. Ferenc
Right.
Varos has scored against Spurs.
All right. I thought you were like, oh, we had a new sign in there.
No, 1-0. There we go. The boys are going. Listen, we'll see you all at the weekend. If you're going through to Glasgow, safe travels. Enjoy the game. Hopefully can spur the guys on a win. Get some momentum to come back home on Sunday against the Squealers. And hopefully get right through fucking Dowdy and his orange bastards. Have a good week. And we'll see you then.